6 footprints, walking through the deep white snow, coming out of the dense forest and leading directly to the house. But here is the detail that freezes the blood. There were no footprints leading back. This is not a ghost story. This is a cold case file from 1922. The victims were real. The blood was real. And the killer was living inside the walls. Welcome to Hinterkaifeck, and this is Motive's Edge. Germany, March 1922. A small, isolated farmstead named Hinterkaifeck. It sits alone, separated from the nearest village by dark woods and endless fields of snow. The Gruber family lived here. Andreas, the stern patriarch, Cecilia, his wife, Victoria, their widowed daughter, and little Cecilia, the 7-year-old granddaughter. They were known as wealthy, reclusive, and unsociable. They kept to themselves. But someone wanted to get close. The psychological terror began days before the murders. It started with the small things. Andreas Gruber told neighbors about strange occurrences. He found a newspaper from Munich in the house, a paper that nobody in the family had bought. A set of house keys went missing. And then the noises. Footsteps in the attic at night. Thumping, creaking. Andreas checked the attic. He checked the barn. He found nothing. But the feeling remained. The feeling of being watched. Imagine the psychology of that house. Isolated by the snow, the wind howling outside, and inside, the growing paranoia that you are not alone. The previous maid had quit 6 months earlier. She fled the house in terror, claiming it was haunted. She said she heard voices. She said she felt eyes on her back. For 6 months, the house was quiet. Until Friday, March 31st, the day the new maid, Maria Baumgartner, arrived. It was her first day on the job. It would also be her last. They don't know exactly what happened that evening, but forensics and crime scene analysis tell a chilling story. It wasn't a chaotic attack. It was a lure, one by one. The killer didn't come into the house to hunt them. He lured them out to the barn. First, Andreas and his wife, then Victoria, then little 7-year-old Cecilia. They walked through the stable door into the darkness, and there, waiting with a Mattock, a pickaxe tool used for farming, was the intruder. Silent, brutal, efficient. 4 bodies stacked on top of each other in the straw, covered with hay, hidden. But the horror didn't end there. The killer went back into the house. He found the new maid, Maria, in her bedroom. He found the baby, Joseph, in his crib. He ended them both. The house fell silent. Or so it seemed. This is the edge of this case. This is the detail that separates Hinterkaifeck from any other crime. The murders happened on Friday night. The bodies weren't discovered until the following Tuesday, 4 days later. But during those 4 days, someone was home. Neighbors saw smoke rising from the chimney. The cattle and livestock were fed and watered on schedule. There was food eaten in the kitchen. Bread and meat were cut. The killer didn't flee into the night. He stayed. He lived there. For 4 days, he slept in their beds. He cooked in their kitchen. He kept the fire warm. All while 6 corpses lay rotting in the barn and the bedrooms. Why? What kind of mind does this? This isn't just murder. This is ownership. It suggests a motive far deeper than robbery. In fact, large amounts of money and gold coins were found in the house, untouched. The motive wasn't greed. The motive wasn't just violence. The motive felt personal, or perhaps territorial. The police questioned over 100 suspects. Was it a scorned lover of Victoria? Was it a wandering soldier from the war? Or was it the neighbor, Lorenz Schlittenbauer, who seemed to know the layout of the bodies before anyone else? To this day, the file remains open. The snow melted, the farm was eventually torn down, but the psychological scar remains. Hinterkaifeck taps into our most primal fear, the fear that the safety of our home is an illusion. We lock our doors to keep the monsters out, but in this case, the monster had a key. He walked in your footprints, he read your paper, he slept above your head. The footprints in the snow told them the truth all along. The danger wasn't coming. It was already there. Welcome to Motive's Edge.